In this wide world of ours, the privilege of hosting the first ISSF World Cup of 2019 goes to the city of New Delhi, the capital city of India. It's at the Dr. Karni Singh shooting range in the southwest quadrant of this massive city, southeast quadrant, I beg your pardon. A city still full of parks and, of course, wonderful monuments. None better than this Lotus Temple, the Baha'i Temple, also in the southern part of New Delhi. And take your pick, many older monuments, lots of history and heritage and tradition in this now capital city of India. And of course the massive Qutb Minar, also in the south of Delhi, still a major tourist attraction. I wonder if Richard Drew, sitting alongside me, has managed to get around Delhi a bit and see some of the sights, because sighting is what it's all about.
Oh, very good.
Here at the
He's been thinking of that one for at least a half an hour.
No, I haven't, but welcome to the coverage.
Do you know what? I've just managed to walk around the block from my hotel with you, and this place here, the rather magnificent Dr. Karni Singh shooting range, where we've been made to feel very welcome. And there's a lot of noise here for this next final, the 10-metre air pistol, because one of those athletes walking into shot is from India.
So all the action live from the Dr. Karni Singh shooting range, now refurbished. That was before the 2010 Commonwealth Games. It's got a wonderful new finals range.
And look at that. Well, how look marvellous. Yeah, it's great. And you've got the mountains beyond as well.
The shooters are shooting under the Taj Mahal in the foreground. So plenty of spectator interest, that's for sure. You heard the roar of the spectators. That's because one of the competitors one of the Indians is through to the final. So let's just remind you about the 50-metre three-position rifle, where there was a scintillating contest for the top two positions. It was settled only on the final shot. Richard, dramatic stuff.
It certainly was. It takes a while to get going. You light the fire, but it doesn't really start burning until you get to the standing position. But it's very nip and tuck for the purists. You like to see the kneeling position, then the prone position as well. And as you say, you know, the man who was in that last shot drama, Penny, didn't start that well, but you know, some really are waiting for the shooting stages, and they just try and hang on to the tails of everybody else to come through the field.
Well, it is a three-position contest, and it stands to reason that you might have a favourite position and a position or two that's not quite favourite, and perhaps that was what happened in Ishwan Penny's case. But this man here, Marco De Nicolo, led very handsomely from the start, and we thought perhaps he'll take a start to finish. Didn't quite work out that way for him. He had to settle for a bronze eventually. There he is on shot once again, but some terrific work by lots of other shooters, and of course a little bit of heartbreak as well, and disappointment for the Koreans.
Absolutely. I mean, here it was still to be decided as they made their changeover preparations, got that stiff canvas jacket ready, and well, that man there, Sergei Kaminsky, certainly enjoyed that last position, the ability to stand up. There is a lot of difference in the scores as well. You know, there is a wide range, and this is the least stable. And of course, disappointment for the man in his first final, Sapini, whose rifle malfunctioned. And then of course Clausen just heading off Kim, but still making an early exit. That was Kim Jong-young, then Kim Sang-do. And by the end, we've said goodbye to Bacci in the fourth position, De Nicolo, the Italian, on the podium. And then, well, these two had to shoot. They're both in the nines. It wasn't a great shot for either of them, but it was Penny, the Hungarian, who prevailed over Kaminsky, the Russian.
So here we are, a confirmation of that 50-metre rifle three-position final. Istvan Penny 0.1 behind Kaminsky before the last shot, but ended up 0.1 ahead, and of course took his Olympic quota as well, along with Marco De Nicolo and Sergei Kaminsky, having taken that quota position last year in Korea. So all three have their Olympic quota, all three medaled here, and now we're all set for the 10-metre air pistol final for men. We have a pretty decent number of spectators here, not just in the lower stand, but in the higher stand as well. So I hesitate to say we're packed, but we're pretty close to being packed, and why not? Because there is local interest. Earlier yesterday, just a quick reminder, Richard, about the gold medal for India. What a terrific way for the host country to start. Apurvi Chandela was magnificent, cool as a cucumber. She ended up with gold, plenty of cheer for the home supporters.
Absolutely, and a chance for Chaudhry Sulad to
if we
do
have a
the same
tie-break
here.
situation,
Not any pressure on him. He's on. You can
those
see there,
athletes in
E,
question
position
will
E,
fire
and
additional
that's how they are
tie-breaking
lining up.
single shots.
And a lot of experience in there,
Kinda
and
like
that's how it looked after qualification. Very, very tight. In fact, we did lose
I see that some of you brought,
somebody
like,
you might have expected to make the
instruments
final, who was
or something.
ninth,
What is
and that's
this, you
Oli
devil ring?
Umchuk
I
of
see
Ukraine. Very
before me.
experienced.
Very
No
nice.
Christian
So
Reitzer
you have a job to
of
play as
Germany.
well. Of course, get
And
behind
it was
all of our athletes.
1 point the
out
difference
there.
between
We've got
qualifying
various
and not
countries
qualifying for the final. But that
represented.
are the lucky
So if
and
you
the
see
skillful
high
eight who have
scores, show
qualified.
your appreciation.
Position A, Pang Wei, of
I
course,
know you know this
the
already,
gold
but
medal winner of the
highest
Beijing
score,
Olympic
as good as
Games,
it gets,
very
is
celebrated 10 meter air
10.9.
pistol
If you
man,
see it at 10.9,
and
you've gotta-
Han Sung-woo,
you've gotta make
Michael
some
Heiser,
noise, no?
Pongol
Cool. You're taking
Kulcharatana,
this very
and
seriously.
of
Yes, I
course
will,
position
Jay.
E,
Don't you
all
worry, I'll
eyes
let you
certainly
know.
here among the
You better
spectators
not,
will be on
all right?
Saurabh Chaudhary, who is only still
10.9 is kind of
16.
like a 6
It's
to
remarkable
cricket.
Thing
how
is, though,
talented this young man
all-in-one
is.
He's won everything at junior ranks.
Justin
He
Bieber,
is
the back
a
easy,
prodigy, and
you
so
know?
you wouldn't bet against him,
Yes.
would you?
Lee Dem-young,
Show your appreciation.
Damian Nikech.
Now, these guys here are playing for medals. That's what
Finally,
it's all
we
about,
have,
medals. Obviously, the gold being the
Day on
best
as
one.
well. So
Who
it's a
you
quality
think?
field,
But
no
also,
question about it. And I
we
wonder
have
how the
Olympic
16-year-old
quota
Indian will
places
cope
up for
with his
grabs.
first
This is
World
for
Cup final. Of course, he's won gold in all major competitions earlier. I mean, we count some of those for you. The Youth Olympic Games, the gold medal
So we have
in
two
Buenos
for
Aires,
this
and
event.
then the World
So the
Championships,
athletes
again a
first
junior
and
gold,
second place,
Chang
not
Won,
only will they get a medal,
and the Junior
but
World Cup
also
gold as
take a
well. I
quota
think
place
well
away
past junior
for
ranks
their
now.
country.
Asian Games
However,
gold,
one
the
exception,
youngest ever, Richard.
and that is
Asian
Korea.
Games gold
If a
medalist for
Korean
India.
athlete
Wow.
finishes in the top two, they'll
I mean,
be
how
moved to
talented
place.
is this
That
youngster?
place will move
Well, it's
down
interesting,
a
isn't it?
position
Because
we're
I'm
not
assuming
winning
he's probably
from
stopped now,
against
but
Korea.
during that
Don't
career
take this personally.
already, he was
That's
growing.
because
That makes a difference.
they will go on
That
to
makes a
this
difference to how you line up.
World Championships.
But he looks as cool as a cucumber, very focused. And look at the blinder.
They've got theirs
He's got
already, so
the
there's a
clear
chance
one
of elimination.
on his shooting eye. He's one of these shooters
there we
who
have
likes
it.
to
That's the
be
housekeeping.
shielded
Actually,
from
it's not the
everything.
housekeeping finish. One more
Well, he
thing,
has
one
to be
very
shielded from
important
many
thing.
things. He's
At
only
the end of the
16,
final,
can't vote,
please
can't
stay
drive, but
in the
can
seating
shoot.
area.
And can
Don't
shoot
enter
very
the
well.
field of play until
Saurabh
after
Chaudhary,
the victory
a lot of
ceremony.
expectation.
The
You say
victory
cool.
will take place after
I
the
see, I
final,
sense a little
and
bit
then
of
afterwards
tension in
you
Saurabh
can come down
Chaudhary.
and show
This is
your-
his first
show your
senior
love
World Cup final,
to the
as it
people
were.
down there.
And of course,
Any
under home
questions?
conditions, all his medals have been away. So this is a big change for him as such.
Well, in about 1 minute's
But
time, I'm going
you
to
would
introduce
imagine
you
if you've
to
got
the
that many
athletes.
goals,
Don't
that
forget,
many
make some
podiums,
noise,
I
and
think
also
the
when we
Olympics are a
enter
really
the
big
dramatic
deal.
phases
But with a bit of luck
the
and a following
competition,
wind,
you know,
he'll take
maybe
this in his
there's an
stride. But he
elimination
has a
about to
lot of
happen, or a medal's
other
about to
very
be
good
won,
athletes
quota
around
place
him who are
secured.
more than
You can do
capable
what I call slow
of
clap,
doing a
fast
number on
clap.
him and
Yeah?
coming up
So you
on
start
top of the
slow,
podium. But yeah, certainly
start slow,
a real
and
podium
you build,
prospect.
you get faster and
Just a
louder,
reminder
yeah?
that we
Still
have
taking it
in
very
this
seriously,
final
that man now,
two
doesn't it?
series of 5 shots,
Okay.
and then we go to single
That's all for
shots.
now. Thank you for
And
listening.
then we start dropping athletes until we get, after 24 shots, gold and silver is decided. And if we cross everything, we might get a final couple of shots as exciting as the last 2 finals. But yeah, let's not just push it.
Yeah, well, let's not be greedy, but we've seen some
30
wonderful competition,
seconds.
close competition all the way through in this ISSF World Cup here in New Delhi. And the 10 meter was almost always, the distance almost always is very close because it's the shortest distance. Of course, the target's very, very small. You were talking about the bullseye being what, 0.5 millimeters.
Half
Now,
a
that's
millimeter.
just ridiculous. Ridiculously small that is.
And each fraction, because obviously we score at 10.9, the 10 ring goes through to 10.1, and then we keep going down. Each fraction in the 10 ring is a quarter of a millimeter.
Stop.
What could be less?
Unload.
But these guys are so good. They hit 10s
Please lay
almost
down your
always.
pistols and turn to
Certainly
face
the air
towards
rifle
spectator.
10s are expected. But I think we're almost ready now for the player introduction. And
Wait for the cheer from our Indian crowd.
so we're pretty close now to go down to Jamie Stangram, who will introduce our 8 finalists.
Ladies and gentlemen, the organising committee of the ISSF World Cup New Delhi 2019 and the International Shooting Sport Federation welcome you to the Dr. Kani Singh shooting ranges. The final competition for the 10 metre air pistol men's event will now begin. So let's meet the athletes. On firing point A, representing the People's Republic of China, he's the Beijing 2008 Olympic champion with 6 World Cup final medals and 6 World Cup medals in total. Looking for his second in this event here today is Pang Wei. On firing point B, representing the Republic of Korea, the world number 8 made it into the final of last year's World Championships in Changwon, but today is his first 10-meter final at a World Cup. Give it up for Han Sun-woo. And on firing point C, representing Germany, with a Junior European Championships gold medal to his name, today marks his debut final appearance at a World Cup. So let's welcome Michael Heise. On firing point D, representing Thailand, he's competed at World Cups, World Championships and Asian Games, but today he's making his first ever final appearance in this event. So give a Delhi welcome to Pongpol Kolchai Raktana. Moving on over to firing point E, representing India. Wait for it. I haven't even told you who it is yet, hang on. The 16-year-old already boasts a resume of Youth Olympic Games gold, Junior World Championships gold, also Junior World Cup of the gold kind as well. It's his first senior ISSF final. It's Chodoroy Sorab. Now you applaud. On firing point F, representing the Republic of Korea, he's competed at 2 Olympic Games with 4 World Cup medals in this event, consisting of 1 bronze, 2 silvers, and a gold. It's Lee Demi-young. On to firing point G, representing Serbia. The man has 2 World Cup final medals, 9 from World Cups across the disciplines, and he's looking today for his 4th in this event is Damir Mikes. And last but absolutely not least, on firing point H, representing the Republic of Korea. He's in this final here today, having previously picked up 2 50-meter silver medals over the years, but today is his first final in the 10-meter event. It's Park De-hyun. So they be our 8 athletes competing in this final, and our jury member in charge of this final is Mr. V.K. Dal of India. And our Chief Range Officer is Mr. Saeed Tosif of India. There we go, let the final begin.
So 8 getting ready for this final, their first World Cup of the season.
So
a lot of experience and quite a lot of youth and hope.
5 shots.
Yeah, you know, unlike, say, the 10-meter air rifle for women, where there were so many teenagers, 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, here, most are over 30. In fact, some are 35 or so, so plenty of experience. But amidst that sea of 30-year-olds is the Indian Saurabh Chaudhary, who's only 16. So, in a very different mold. And yes, he's won everything he's competed, but largely at the junior level so far. This is a major step up. And I've got to say that he qualified in second position, just 1 point behind Lee Demi-young, who was 588, he was 587. So, you know, he hasn't really been shaken by the experience and the fact that he's got very experienced teenage shooters with him.
Olympic champion amongst the 8, but you know what, I don't think he's going to be phased, and he has succeeded in everything he's done. And let's see if that upward curve of his career continues.
For the first competition,
well, the spectators here will certainly be hoping that he's among the medals, which will be fantastic. I say it's terrific for him to even make the finals.
Well, like you say, he qualified well. His first senior final. Let's see whether he can start strongly. 2 series of 5 shots with 4 minutes and 10 seconds, 250 seconds to make those. These pistols are 4.5mm caliber. So you may remember in youth having your air pistols. It's a version of that, but let's just say a much more expensive version.
Well, Park has started out really well with the 10.7, but the crowd's pretty happy with Saurav's 10.2. Remember, this is pistol, maybe not as accurate as 10-meter air rifle, but still anything just above 10 is fabulous, and Saurav has started out fairly well. Mikech with a 10.5, so there are quite a few 9s as well, and you don't want to fall too far behind. The crowd once again happy with a 10.3 from Saurav.
That's what they're aiming at, and of course nowadays it's not to do with paper targets, it's all to do with the sound it's making and laser sometimes. It just depends, but it's very high tech. So here we are, the man of the moment. Everyone, he's in the centre of the 8, and he's the centre of attention here in New Delhi.
Well, Park, who started with a 10, went to 9.7 next, so he's certainly dropped back a bit. And in terms of grouping, Saurav's doing pretty well, just below Bull, about 6 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock as well.
Shooting point 8, that's Pang Wei, and that is his personalised grip. Everyone, of course, has their personalised moulded grip, and he's keeping that absolutely stock still, just waiting for the right moment when his breathing feels right, his heartbeat. Some shooters think their heartbeat, well, certainly the heartbeat of Saurav is okay. 10.7 from the Indian.
Like I said, this is his first major senior World Cup final, and of course it's at home. How much of the chair is going to lift him or make him nervous when we find out? For the moment, it looks like there's a Raninder in the green.
They're more nervous than he is, I think.
Well, look at the brass. There's Raninder, the president of the NRAI, and of course the others as well. So his 4th shot, once again, not bad. Wonderful grouping, 10.5.
Yeah, and he's leading the rankings at the moment ahead of Mikech, who managed a 10.9 in his last shot, so he's there or thereabouts. But of course, they're averaging out the shots because they will only really know once these 5 shots have been dispatched. 1.5 minutes left for these athletes to finish their shots.
He must be extraordinarily talented. I don't want to put the hex on him here by speaking too soon, but at only 16, having done what he's done in the world of shooting so far, and holding his own here, one poor shot at 9.5, the last one for Saurav, that will drop him back a bit, but he'll be aware that he's low at 7 o'clock there.
He will be okay. He's still, 2nd place now, and you were right what you're saying. They will hear, no matter what happens, you will hear the crowd, and your heart naturally reacts to the noise or to music or the clapping, and the trick is, if you're a champion, you just control it. 10.6 from the tie. Kucharatana, he's looking okay. Pulled him up into 6th after a shaky start. He was in the 8 ring, in fact 1 in the 7 ring. And a 10.6 for him.
We just saw the disappointment of Lee Deng-Young, but here's a 10.9 by Pang Wei, our double Olympic medalist, the gold in Beijing 2008, and the bronze in Rio de Janeiro in 2016.
And didn't start that well. And Saurav, but for that last wayward shot, would have been topping the table. He's equal first now, has to share that honour with Mikech. So he has been able to shoot really well and allow himself 1 wayward shot.
Very focused for now.
And look at the apparatus as well. I mean, for some people it's just 1 blinder and nothing else. For some people it's tinted glasses. For him it's the full caboodle.
For the next competition,
there's an indication that he's barely started shaving now. Saurav Chaudhary at 16 and 9 months or so, a hint of a mustache. Really does look like a junior, doesn't he, still? But has started very well. Just that 1 shot on the 9s, otherwise very steady.
As they say, if you're good enough, you're old enough.
Very steady.
Now look at that body position. It doesn't matter about the other arm, put it in your pocket. But this shooting arm, you lock it with the elbow. Some people slightly tilt the arm.
Well, again, not such a good start at 9.6 Saurav. while Tang puts him at 10.8. So the Chinese now running up the standings as we expect him to.
And Mikic, funnily enough, with a 9.6 as well. So the two leaders just perhaps falling behind. And this is the man here who, well, he's got all the experience, hasn't he? The Chinese Pang.
A little bit of disappointment shown there last time. The Koreans not doing too well.
Park Dae-hun, yeah, would be hoping for better, and he is. He's into third place. It is a lot to cope with, isn't it? That noise.
I was about to say, so much to cope with here, so much pressure on Saurabh, and I just wonder whether he's managed his pre-event routine with calm, because every once in a while that can just throw you off a bit. I think started well enough to indicate that he's in for a fight, Saurabh Chaudhary.
We haven't spoken much about Heiser, the German. We just saw him register 10.7 and a 10.6 for Saurabh. That's why the noise. He can see that on his monitor as well. But good shot, poor shot, no difference to his demeanour.
Well, if there was any negativity in Saurabh's mind after 2 9s in a row, then that 10.6 was it, will certainly set him down and make him believe in himself a lot more. So much about it is belief, and when you're transitioning into the senior ranks, you want to be able to continue believing in yourself rather than consider that it's going to be a lot tougher. But he's doing so well. We've got a full house here at the range. Wonderful to see.
And bear in mind that all but I think 3 can get a quota place for the Olympics, including the Indian athlete we can see just keeping himself calm. So given his background and how well he did at the Youth Olympics, if he manages a quota place, you would suspect he might be on the plane to Tokyo.
Would that be fantastic for the youngster? Of course, he would be 17 and a bit then, but still only a teenager. And for him to even get to the Olympics, maybe compete well, maybe even be one of the favourites, would be terrific. Well, not such a loud shout, that's because it's 10.1.
Yeah, Mikic has landed a 10.6, but those two are scrapping. Michael Heiser of Germany has had a very good series as well. 10.3 his last one, so he's grouping well as well.
And Saurabh Chaudhary also showing that he's happy to shoot pretty quickly. Every once in a while, maybe it's an indication of being a little nervous when you hold just a shade longer than you want to, but he's among the quickest here, and which is another good sign for me, Richard.
Absolutely. You saw the Thai Ratana, who certainly is in 6th place, but he's had a few decent shots, but a few poor ones as well, and struggling to find the 10 ring. This man's not. Wang Wei of China. What he hasn't got in his trophy cabinet probably isn't worth having, to be fair.
He's certainly very experienced. In the 30s, 32 now, twice medals at the Olympic Games. Of course, how big would it have been to be the winner in his home Olympics at Beijing in 2008? It was a huge moment for him. Shooting is normally one of the earlier disciplines, and to win a gold means a lot for the host nation. That surely is for Saurabh Chaudhary, having finished very well. First 10 shots.
And he's quite a distance now between him and Mikic, so he's in really good shape as we get towards these individual shots. Single match shots now, 50 seconds for those, 14 on the road to gold, as it were. So 2 of these single shots, and our first athlete then will have to step away and accept 8th place. Let's see who that will be. At the moment, Lee Dae-myung of Korea and Han Sing-woo of Korea are the 2 in those places.
You know, the difference between the 2 is 1.7. Lee Dae-myung is 1.7 behind, so he'll have to shoot very well, and Han Sung-woo, his Korean counterpart, will have to have a couple of bad shots to be able to swing that around.
And at the other end, you know, Saurabh 2.6 ahead of Damir Mikic of Serbia.
And of course, similarly ahead against Pang Wei, because they're tied at 99.6. Whoa, 10.5. Next series begins for Saurabh Chaudhary.
Mikic with a 10.1. 3 behind.
I've got to say, Richard,
Well,
the
Lee was
crowd's
the
affecting
highest hitter there,
at
and
least
what
me,
a
if nobody
time
else.
to
So
be
it
that
does
guy,
matter. It's a
because
rousing
being in eighth
reception
place,
by the
he's managed
crowd.
to bring the
Applause.
deficit down
And
thanks
for
to that
young Saurabh to be
10.7. It was
completely
1.7.
unaffected
It's now
is
0.9 away
so
from
difficult.
his
Well,
closest
in a
rival,
way he has
who
the
is
advantage
now
because they cheer after
Kolkunjai,
any shot. If someone else is about to shoot, that might be a little
in
bit
seventh
unsettling.
place.
Well, I'll take that
Meanwhile,
one.
changing the
Yep.
top, Saurabh
We
still
will
there.
see. Perhaps
3
it's
ahead
home
of
advantage
Nikech, who's
after
in
all.
second place out right now. 2 athletes tied in third.
So it
is
is.
a tight final
Saurabh
still,
and
and his
Nikech.
next shot is shot 12 for 8th place.
And
For the next competition shot,
Kulchai Ratana is in
Yeah.
a spot of bother.
Along with Lee Den-Jung, so they are the two right at the bottom for the moment.
Start.
As Han Seung-woo has moved up smartly with 10.1.
Lee has a lot to do here. He's 0.9 behind. It is certainly doable if he gets a decent shot in. Kulchai Ratana. Picture of concentration. 10.2 from him. 10.4 by the way from the Indian Saurabh. That's why they're cheering. And Lee has shot and it's not enough. He's 0.8 behind. And so the man on
So,
shooting
ladies
position
and
F is the
gentlemen,
first one who has to
taking
make way.
Worldcup 8th place,
The man who has a
representing
goal
the Republic
before
of Korea.
in
Put
the
your hands
World
together
Cup.
for
That was in
Lee
London in
Den-jung.
2012. The event getting ready for the Olympics, of course, and he takes 8.
8. Meanwhile, Kolkunjai Ratana jumps up into 6th place, knocking Han down into
So a little
7th.
bit of heartbreak,
No
early
change at
heartbreak
the
should we
top
say for Lee
because
Den-jung.
Nikech and Saurabh both in
But
10.4,
his
so
compatriot
still
Han Seung-woo
Indian athlete
is
in third
also
place, 3 ahead of the
a bit of
Serbian
danger.
Parks in third.
Just behind
And just
Kulchai
0.1
Ratana.
behind, breathing down his
Yeah, just
neck
0.2.
is
That's a
Pang,
close
while
one.
Heitzer of Germany
3
remains in fifth,
points.
just
The
0.3
difference at the top
away
between
from
Saurabh and
fourth.
Nikech.
So,
That is
2 shots away
country
from
mile at
7th
this
place.
point.
This is
Well, we
shot
have to say
13.
it's a huge lead in terms of
For the
10
next
meter air pistol,
competition
but there's a
shot,
wonderful battle
low.
between Damir Mikech, the Serbian, Park Dae-hyun, the Korean, and Pang Wei, because they're not too far
Start.
behind each other, and that could switch pretty wildly as we go along.
So what Heitzer gets his game together, he might be in with a shout as well. Let's see, another 50 seconds. There will be another athlete leaving after this shot. And 10.2 is pretty good, but 10.6 from Saurabh. He'll be happy with that.
Waiting for Pang to take his shot off, and oh, it's a poor one, 9.7. So that distance between Saurabh and the rest will grow.
4.2 now, the lead for the Indian.
He's looking more commanding now.
Wow,
About
what will Chaudhry Saurabh be thinking?
Almost sounds ridiculously
still in
high as a lead.
Charles Prodigy, what do you reckon?
All of that for sure. We keep talking about his first ever senior World Cup final, and look at him racing ahead. Barring any major catastrophe, he's certainly headed for the podium.
However, the focus is on 7th place.
One more shot then, every 2 shots,
Ratana
and we
is
lose an
there in the
athlete.
danger zone,
And
just 0.1
it is very,
behind
very
the
close.
safety of
0.1, it can go either way.
by Han of
Kulchai
Korea.
Ratana,
So it's shot 14
Han
now. for second
Seung-woo,
place.
Thailand and Korea. I think probably that Park Dae-hyun is safe, but you
for
never
the next
know.
competition shot, low.
So Kulchai Ratana has been to plenty of World Cups, finished 25th, his best finish in Sydney 2011.
Start.
But this is a big one for him. Slightly better is all he needs to do against Han Seung-woo. This is the shot that will determine 7th position, and it will be Kulchai Ratana who stays, and Han Seung-woo will have to make his way. And we think join his compatriot.
10.2 from Kulchai Ratana. And with a 9.5, and that will save the tie. Han
So,
drops down, and it is the
seventh place
first
has been decided, finishing with a total of
time that Han will have experienced that
136.3.
against Kulchai
Representing
Ratana.
the Republic
So-
of Korea is Han Seung-woo. Recording his
So a poor
best
shot costing
finish
Han
in a
dearly,
10-meter event
and he'll be
at a World Cup.
very disappointed about that. The 2 Koreans, and you don't
So
see that
looking
very
at our
often, the
remaining
first 2 to
athletes
exit
now
stage
in
left.
this final, 6 of them left. And in the danger zone, it is Kolkunjai
Just a hint of emotion by
Thailand,
Han Seung-woo
behind Pang,
as he
who
finishes
has
7th, so the
dropped
2
down
Koreans
into
out,
5th place.
and the man in
Heitzer
trouble now
remains
continues to be
in
Kulchai Ratana.
4.5
Pang
behind
Wei
Park
is in
third.
5th position,
Nikech
which is
still in
not what he may be
second,
used
now
to, but he's
4.4
0.9
behind Saurabh,
ahead
still
of
leader.
Kulchai Ratana, so we
Shot
think
15 now.
the Chinese should survive this next shot.
For the
the
next
other end,
competition shot,
just keep an
low.
ear, not an eye, an ear out for the crowd, because Surab is 4.4.
start.
Unbelievable. 4.4 ahead of the nearest man, that's Daniel Mikic, and he is just over a point ahead of Park Dae-hoon of Korea.
It's all pretty close thereafter, though, between Mikic and Park Dae-hoon. 1.1, that could be overturned pretty quickly. The crowd roars for a 10.1 from Saurabh. Not his best effort, but under the conditions, not bad at all. Pang with the 10.3, may move up.
Yeah, and Heise 10.6 will help, and a 9.4 from Mikic, so even more of an advantage now. Over 5 points the advantage, 5.1.
Germany still in fourth place.
So Mikic and Park now together, second position, 0.4 behind Heise, and Pang Wei another 0.6 behind. I think, Richard, that for second, third, fourth, fifth, it's a very, very close battle, and it could swing around pretty wildly as we go.
I would be preparing the national anthem and the flag of India at this point, but you never say never. This is sport after all.
True, it's been a remarkable start in the senior ranks of the World Cup for young Saurabh Chaudhary on frame here, but looks like it'll be Kulcharatana
For the next
who might have to
competition
exit this final field. We'll see. He's 1.2 behind Pang Wei. I can't see Pang Wei losing out at this stage to Kulcharatana, but we never know.
They were all good shots the last series, apart from Mikic, but it's going to have to be a really good shot from the Thai athlete to overcome Pang Wei. 1.7 from Saurabh. 10.1 is not enough, you would have thought. And indeed, 9.3,
but I think he'll still squeeze through, because he had that 1 point some advantage, and it will be Kulcharatana who will pay no more part. So a 6th place finish for the Thai. Not bad. Done well in this first ISSF World Cup here in New Delhi.
His first final
Now we're left with only 5. India's Saurabh Chaudhary, only 16, continues to lead by 4.8 points over Damir Mikic from Serbia. Just 0.4 behind Michael Heise. And the front row enjoying the fact that their young prodigy is doing extremely well. Randhir Singh in the blue turban, and next to him Raninder Singh, NRA High Press.
I have to say they're looking a little less nervous than they were at the start of this competition.
Well, I'd be nervous too, because you're catapulting a 16-year-old into the limelight under some conditions. That can be quite a bit to handle, but he's handled it well.
I've got to say, I think if
for the next
it
competition
goes the
shot,
way we think it's going to go, we are witnessing the first steps of a champion.
start.
Okay, 5 left. Pang Wei in a little bit of trouble, in a position he may not be too used to. 5th spot, and Park Dae-hoon is 0.5 ahead. So this shot could determine whether the Chinese will stay, or will it be the Korean?
10.7 for Saurabh. Well, he's certainly not facing an 8.8. 8.9 for Heise. Mikic 9.8 again, struggling a wee bit. Pang with a 9.7. Park doing well with a 10.6, which means that he's jumped up into 3rd place. Pang is still half a point adrift, but this time half a point adrift of Michael Heise of Germany.
Half a point is not too much, so it's between Heise and Pang. 0.5 the difference, and this is still, of course, not for podium finishes. It's only for the 5th place finish. Currently Pang at 5, Heise at 4, and above Heise it's Park Dae-hoon moves into 3rd position for now, but he's only 0.4 behind Damir Mikic, so that too could change as we go along with the next series, next shot.
It's interesting, isn't it? This World Cup event is the first time Heise has been in the final of this discipline against a man who, well, is an Olympic champion, and funnily enough, only a bronze in World Cup competition. So the World Cup's not been a happy hunting ground for him either, really.
Well, I'll take the Olympic gold in Beijing and the bronze in Rio de Janeiro over other competitions. A Pang with a 10.4.
Well, it was already over when Heise shot a 8.6, and that would be hugely disappointing for him.
Well, you saw a shake of the head from Michael Heise. Soon they'll let that shot
Finishing
go.
in
So it will
5th
be
place
German
at this World Cup, representing Germany. It is first final. It's
in
Michael
5th
Heise.
position, but he was doing a lot better earlier on. Just a couple of loose shots and that led to his exit.
Yeah, we're disappointed. The soldier
Worldcup
by
finished
trade,
eighth.
ranked 48th
Right,
in the
so
world. This won't
not a
hurt
change
his
right at
ranking
the top. It's
one
still
little
Sorab
bit,
there
and
in
I'm
third.
sure he'll
Still
reflect
Nickets in second,
and
but
be
now it's
happy in the end
4.6
at
with a
his
10.8
performance in this
That's
final.
helped bring the difference down. It was 5.7
Okay, just
previously.
0.2 the
Meanwhile,
difference between Park
has
Dae-hun
gone
and
up
Pang
between
Wei,
second and
which
third.
again,
Park's
as you've
in
already
third,
seen,
but
could
two behind
easily turn
Nickets.
around because
Pang in
next
that
to
danger
go,
zone
and that
of
will be
fourth place,
huge
but
heartbreak.
just
Who
0.2
will finish fourth and therefore
separating him from the Korean
outside the
athlete.
podium?
Shot
Will it be
19
Pang
now.
Wei, who's hit plenty of podiums in his career, or Park Dae-hun, the
For the
Korean?
next competition shot,
Two Koreans already out,
load,
and the third one, for the moment, competing with the Chinese for
Start.
fourth position.
Sorab 4.6 ahead of Nickets, who kind of bettered him a little bit in that last couple of series, but not by much. And if he keeps averaging about 10.2, he'll be home and hosed.
You know, it's remarkable that for the last couple of minutes I haven't even talked about Saurabh Chaudhary because he's so far ahead. Oh, the crowd will once again indicate that he's done well. A 10.6 for Saurabh Chaudhary, but Pang Wei and Park Dae-hun, that's the battle right now for fourth.
Very close as well. Park with a 10.3, Pang 10.1,
So-
Nickets 10.2. But
We are
as you
getting
say, once
closer
again,
and closer
Sorab
to the
just that
medals
little bit
and
better.
those tasty QPs
So it looks to me
as well.
that the
It's
Chinese
Pang
now in more
still
trouble.
in at fourth place, 0.4.
Pang
So
Wei,
it has doubled. It's
is now
still small,
0.4
still a small
behind.
difference between fourth and third. Park in third.
We all
He's
know,
got the
though,
difference down
that if
to
Park
1.9
wavers,
between himself
as long as he
and
shoots well,
Nickets. 5 is the difference between Sorab and the Serbian
prevail,
athlete.
and he
So,
is an old
this next
head
shot will
on old
decide
shoulders,
fourth place.
and he's been there and done it all before.
Well, he's been there, seen that, done it. But for the moment,
For the next
struggling to get
competition
into
shot,
podium position because he's
low.
0.4 behind Park. But remarkable that Saurabh Chaudhary, every once in a while, we will mention the fact that the youngster, only 16,
Start.
is 5 points ahead of second place Damir Nickets. So we'll get to the battle of second and third later. Right now, Pang Wei, 0.4 behind Park Dae-hun.
And he will desperately want to stay and be on that podium. Keep an eye, also, just been handed a note saying keep an eye on the world record, because we had an Indian world record yesterday. You never know, we might get a world record here today as well.
Ladies and
Of course,
gentlemen,
perhaps a quick
the
reminder
fourth
that he did
place
create
has
a
been
junior world
decided,
record
and
when he won the
representing
gold
the
at Seoul.
Republic of Korea. It goes to Park
was,
Dae-hun.
2018, and it is the Korean who retires at
Signing
fourth
out
spot.
on a
So
total of
just narrowly beaten by 0.3,
177.6.
and Pang Wei moves into podium position, still 2.5 behind Damir Nickets, and with just a couple of shots to go.
Third and second has gone
4
up
precisely.
to 2.5.
We'll see whether there will be a change for 2 and 3.
4.6. Still Sorab in
But
first.
Saurabh
Nickets in
Chaudhary,
second. It's Pang
perhaps in line for a
third.
world
We
record
are 2
here,
shots
and in
away
his first
from the
ever
bronze medal.
senior ISSF
And
World
those
Cup
quota
competition.
places being decided.
That will be incredible. In 2018,
For the next
his gold at
competition
Seoul in
shot,
the Junior World
low.
Cup was a world record.
Yeah, so his world record at junior level, 2:45.5, is
Start.
higher than his senior world record, which is 2:43.6.
Whoa!
So let's see what happens.
Isn't that amazing? Magical almost. Over 20 shots done. Waiting for the next two to decide who's going to leave the podium with bronze. Saurabh with a 10.4. The other two still have to go. Oh, a poor 9.4 by Nickets. And Pang with an 8.7.
So
It's incredible.
That is incredible, and that really puts him way behind
So
Nickets at the moment, so we
differences
might
have
well
gone up
have
between our
confirmation
athletes
already.
still
That's
out
not
there
as
in
close
this
as our other
final.
finals so
Pang
far
in
this
third
weekend, but
place,
you
now
never know. Let's keep an
3.2
eye
behind
on the
second
score
place,
as
still
well.
occupied by Damir Nickets, who's now 5.6 behind Roy Sorab, who's still in a top spot. This next shot is a shot 22. Not only will it confirm
Time for a
who
deep
takes
breath
the quota places from this
from
final,
Nickets. Time
it will
to
also decide
reset.
the bronze medal.
See how he can, if there's any way he can get close to
for the
Sorabh. I
next
can't see it
competition
myself.
shot,
Yeah, Richard, I'll have to repeat your words. I think we've had some fabulously exciting, dramatic finals. This one, I'm afraid,
Start.
seems to be pretty well
Well-
settled at this point of time. 1, 2, 3. 3 for Pang, 2 for Nickets, and incredibly, goal for Saurabh for now.
Well, you say that, but it may not be, on your tenterhooks, but it is astonishing, sort of mouth-agape astonishment at how this Indian youngster, the teenager, is taking the Olympic champion and just, dumping him.
Well, just for a change, a sigh of disappointment from the crowd with his 9.4, but the others are not doing too well either. Mikic with a 9.7. And
the bronze medal representing the People's Republic of China
8.6.
Pang
Well, it
Wei.
wasn't enough for Pang, and the Olympic champion, never better than bronze in the World Cup, and he hasn't bettered it. Will be a bronze for him.
In this event.
well, he will be wondering, what is he up against? He's 30 and something, Olympic gold medalist, and yet he's way behind young Saurabh Chowdhury of India, who continues to coast almost without any nerves at all, and could be in line for a major world record. We'll see.
If he keeps it in the 10s, he's there. That's what he's got. He won't be thinking that. I hope he wouldn't be thinking that at this point.
I wonder if he even knows that. But I mean, he knows his own junior world record's fabulous. It's better than the senior world
You'd be
record.
surprised.
But even if he doesn't get big 10s, it looks like he might break the senior world record anyway, the way he's going right now. So here we are. Last two shots to decide gold and silver. But I may safely now suggest that Saurabh has done enough gold. And Damir Mikic, well, he can just try and do his best to ensure that he does better while taking silver.
I think the only way that Chowdhury Saurabh is going to lose is if he shoots on a different target. I think there's absolutely no way. That 10 shows he's in control. 9.8 from Mikic, bigger cheer from the crowd. The advantage grows a little bit. And just look at Saurabh and just how composed he is. He's hardly moving.
So a 10
down
from
to
Saurabh, a 9.8 from Mikic. That 0.2 difference
the last
means
shot.
the total
I
difference
think he's
between our
got the
two
world
athletes who have been
record
battling
in the
it
bag
out
as
since this
well.
final began is now 5.5,
2.43.6.
going into the final shot now for the gold medal.
Well, a 10 will get him easily to a new world record. Wouldn't that be remarkable? What a story for the young Indian. Under home conditions here in the first ISSF World Cup of 2019, the Dr. Karni Singh range. And he
For the
is
next
sitting on the
competition
cusp of
shot,
making
Lord
history.
Well, 50 seconds between him and a remarkable
Start.
World Cup. His first World Cup appearance in a final. He's won every single junior title you can think of, but all he wants is one steady shot here, and he'll have not only the World Cup gold, but also the world record. 10.2 will do it, it is a world record. Oh my word. Imagine that. 10 full enough from Mikic, but he knows he's been absolutely monstered by the home hero. Everyone standing to applaud this young prodigy. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, we've just witnessed the beginning of a stellar career. Look at the celebrations from him. Muted, I suppose, in respect for his other competitors. It's not muted, I can tell you, in the stands.
At the age of 16, making everybody here feel old. Okay, let's meet
Those are our medalists, but the focus really is only on the man in the middle. They were up on their feet and absolutely delighted. Here's confirmation. Pang Wei of China with the bronze, Damir Mikic of Serbia with the silver, but Chowdhury Saurabh of India with a world record and the gold. Well, take a breath and take a bow, the coach as well.
India.
What a talent this man is. Listen to the reception he gets as well. They're standing even in the VIP seats.
All of our finalists. Also, I never mentioned Serbia and India.
Gold
clinching
in the Asian
quarter
Championships,
places for
junior
Tokyo
level.
2020
Gold in the
from
Asian
this
Games last
final.
year. Gold in junior level in the Junior World Cup.
And the
Gold
bronze medal going
in
to
the
People's
Junior World
Republic of
Championships.
China as well. We've got a
Gold in
victory
the
ceremony
Youth
taking
Olympics.
place in just a
And
few
his
moments
first
over on your left-hand side as you face the
attempt
range
at the World
podiums
Cup.
there.
And look where he
We'll see in
is,
just a
shaking
couple of
hands
moments
with
for
everybody,
that victory
and
ceremony.
soon to listen to the Indian national anthem atop of the podium. Well, Mikic, he has had a great final. Won gold in Baku in the European Games. He's back to the European Games in Minsk in June for another gold attempt, but he was outshot here. Everyone was. Amazing difference. Almost 6 points the difference. 16 years, 9 months, 10 days. He has his Olympic quota. Doesn't necessarily go to the athlete, but I can't imagine he won't be going with a performance like that. And Damir Mikic also taking the quota place from Serbia. And, well, Pang Wei is in the bronze position place as well. It's been a long day of qualification, but it came down to half an hour in the finals hall. And from the beginning, he was making this crowd sing. Gold medalist unable to contain him. The Koreans unusually faltering. This man just keeping calm and keeping hitting shots like that. And how the coach kept calm, I'll never know. Tai Ratana had to leave pretty soon. The Koreans will be very disappointed not to get on the podium. Park, Han and Lee, 4th, 7th and 8th. Heise would have fancied his chances of Germany, but ended up 5th. Park unable to get himself onto the podium in 4th place. Of course, Pang Wei, another medal for him, but perhaps not what he was hoping. Perhaps he's seen the Olympic champion a changing of the guard as Surab overcame Mikic and managed to best them all, and that's how it's finished. Just confirmation. Chaudhry Surab with the gold over, and quite a big difference over Damir Mikic, and Pang Wei of China taking the bronze. Crowd haven't gone very far. They're still standing, trying to get a glimpse of their new young hero here in the shooting world in India. Take it very seriously as well, and I'm sure there'll be some column inches in the papers tomorrow, and more than a few column inches in social media a little bit sooner as well. Not the only final we've had so far today. We've got another one coming up as well, the 25-metre pistol for women coming up. But at the moment, the focus, all the flash guns are going off in the direction of that young man there, and I think he'll have entry to the VIP lounge a little bit later on as well. Just to show off his first World Cup medal. I am pretty sure it won't be the last. Waiting for the medal ceremony here. No one going. They all want to take part and be part of this first World Cup of the season, of course. And as we wait here for the celebrations, we're going to take a very short break, but don't go anywhere. Medal ceremonies right after this.
Welcome back. We have the winner of the 10-meter air pistol with us, Saurabh Chaudhary. Saurabh, जितना हम praise करें, जितनी प्रशंसा करें वो कम है. Congratulations. What a fantastic performance. बहुत मजा आया.
थैंक यू सर, मुझे भी बहुत अच्छा लगा. ये मेरे लिए बहुत ही अच्छा मैच था और बहुत ही अच्छा फाइनल था वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड के साथ.
देखिए ये रेंज तो आपका एक तरह से घर ही है. पैदा तो नहीं होते लेकिन यहाँ बहुत वक्त बिताया, तो इस रेंज में पहले जूनियर वर्ल्ड कप भी जीता और वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड के साथ, और अब ये जो गोल्ड मेडल जीता आपके पहले सीनियर इवेंट में, वो भी एक वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड है.
जी बिल्कुल, बहुत ही अच्छा, बहुत ही खुशी की बात है. ये अपने इंडिया में था कि जैसे कि अपना घर हो, तो बहुत ही अच्छा लग रहा है.
देखिए कई ऐसे खेल होते हैं जहाँ कहते हैं कि अगर क्राउड जरा चुप रहे, शांत रहे तो बेहतर होगा, लेकिन अब इस क्राउड ने आपको कितना प्रोत्साहन दिया, उनकी वजह से आगे बढ़े कि नहीं आप?
हाँ जी बिल्कुल, पीछे बहुत ही अच्छा वो था, बहुत ही सपोर्ट था पब्लिक का भी.
और लोग आए हैं आपको घर से देखने? कलीना से कोई आया है?
जी मुझे इस चीज़ का पता नहीं.
कोई बात नहीं. देखिए अब इसके आगे क्या होना है, अब बहुत देश देखते रहेंगे, दुनिया देखती रहेगी, लेकिन आज के लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. Congratulations once again, fantastic performance.
थैंक यू सर.
All right, back to you guys, the commentary box.
Well, he's calm in competition, he's calm during interview, and I imagine he'll stay calm all the way to Tokyo. Astonishing performance by that young man, a new world record by 1.4 points. He already held the junior world record, so you know he's got the records, he's got the medals. Fabulous performance from that young man. Here's confirmation of how it finished. Not a good day for Korea, none of them on the podium. Bronze for Pang Wei of China, Damir Mikic of Serbia with the silver, and Chaudhary Saurabh, I think a superstar in the shooting world in the making, takes the gold. Coming up in just a few minutes time, the 25-metre pistol for women. Hope you can join us for that. From us all for here, for the time being, goodbye.